Ready? All right, awesome. Okay, good morning, everybody. Here in person in Mystic Framingham and online, Facebook, Instagram. Hello, good morning, happy Monday. Thank you for tuning in. We're doing live classes online Monday through Friday, 9 a.m., as well as in-person classes in the studio. So come in, visit us, and see us. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Melissa. I'm new teaching here at Mystic, and I'm absolutely honored to be here, so thank you so much. If you want to throw any comments on the Instagram or Facebook, if you want to give feedback or anything like that, feel free. And as always, for everybody here, just let me know if there's anything I can do to accommodate you. And with that, we will get started with our 75-minute morning vinyasa practice. So we're going to start seated today, just in a comfortable position, however that looks for you. And just take a moment to be present. You can let your eyes shut if you'd like. And maybe just taking a big breath in and let it out through your nose. One more time. Big breath in and let it out through your nose. You can begin to wake up the body a little bit, maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes, maybe stretching up overhead, circling the wrists out. You can shake them up. And when you're ready, find your seated position with your legs extended out in front of you. Just getting into the hips here is an opportunity to bring your knees into your chest and just beginning to rock them side to side. Maybe inhaling as you bring your knees to center, exhale, drop them to the side. Just establishing that mind-breath connection, moving with your body. And when you're ready, making your way onto your back. I'm just going to flip for the camera, but you guys can stay as you are here in the studio. And again, bending the knees, bringing them into your chest, just taking some hip circles, some knee circles. You might drop the knees to the side, maybe extend the arms out. Just kind of moving with your breath in your body, beginning to wake yourself up. And now bend your knees, place your feet underneath your knees. Make sure you have not too arched, not too curled of a spine. Press into your heels and begin to lift your hips off the ground for a light glute bridge. And release back down. And just do this a couple more times, beginning to activate the glutes. So it's not a wheel. It's not an extension or flexion of the spine. It's keeping the spine neutral and then just activating the glutes, lifting up and lowering down one vertebrae at a time. Let's do 15 more. Lift up, squeeze, lower down. Five more. On your last one, squeeze at the top, take a breath, and lower all the way down. You can release your legs down. You can stretch up overhead, take a full body stretch, inhale. And on the exhale, you can roll over to your side and come up to a tabletop position. From your tabletop position, begin to take some arches and curls. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, press the floor away, curl the spine. You can begin to take this into some wider motions, maybe separating the knees and sending the hips back and forth, side to side, maybe taking some hip circles. And then finally allowing yourself for your hips to rest over your heels, finding your child's pose. Letting your forehead drop to the ground, or if you're at home, you can drop your forehead to a block or a pillow if that's more comfortable. And just taking some deep, resetting breaths here. One more big breath. Let it out through your nose. And return to your tabletop position. On an inhale, lift your right arm up, open up towards the sky. And exhale, cross it underneath your body and tap your right shoulder down on the ground if that's in your practice. Inhale, swoop back up. Exhale, cross under your body. 3 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. On your last one, on your inhale, pause at the top, circle your wrist. Exhale, cross down. And now just take a minute and kind of let yourself relax. You can send your hips back a little bit more if you'd like. Just taking a breath, letting the shoulder open up. And returning back to tabletop. Taking the same thing on the left arm now. Inhale, left arm swoops up. Exhale, cross under the body. Inhale, swoop. Exhale, cross. And your inhale, it's like you're swooping up, painting the sky. Exhale. 2 more. Very last one. Pause at the top, circle the wrist. And exhale, cross, and just let yourself relax for a minute. You can send your hips back a little bit more if you'd like. Just letting you... Returning to tabletop. Find your neutral spine, not too arched, not too curled. And curl your toes under. See if you can find your bear pose just by activating your core and lifting your knees up off the ground just by 1 inch. And on an inhale, pick your left foot up and kick it under and across your body. Back to bear pose. Right leg, under and across. Some leg kick throughs this morning to wake us up. Take about 5 more on each side. Left, right. One more on each side. And releasing the knees back down, tabletop. You can take some authentic movements here, maybe shaking the head yes and no, getting into the neck. It might feel good to take a child's pose. And then from your tabletop, take your right leg and extend it out of you. Knee stacked over ankle. Begin to take some back and forth presses, extending the front leg, bending. Just loosening up the hamstrings and the hips. Might feel good to stay in one position, maybe rock the knee back and forth. With the leg extended, you can bow over. And then taking it to the other side, switching to the left leg out in front of you and taking some back and forth presses. And then coming onto your knees now, extending your right leg side, just taking a gate post. You can put your right hand to the outside of your right thigh. Take your left arm and swoop it up and over. Just getting into the left side body. You can begin to make circles with the arm. Begin to explore the sensations in the right hip as well as throughout the left side. And taking it to the other side, extending your left leg out long, stretching over to the left side of the room. You can take some arm circles. And then releasing back to tabletop position now. You can find that bear pose, the neutral spine, activated core. You can curl your toes under and push up and back for the first down dog. Maybe walking out your dog, shaking your head yes and no. And begin to take some alternate presses back and forth from your plank to your down dog. Establishing the core connection, all 10 fingers into the mat like you're gripping a basketball. And just so you can see from the side as well, I like to bend my knees. And then from your down dog, just walking your feet slowly forward into your forward fold. Taking a couple breaths here, feeling the ground beneath your feet. Might feel good to rock side to side. I like to grab behind the shins. And from here, we're going to find our chair pose. So toes touch, knees stacked over ankles, hips lower down like you're sitting in a chair, arms sweep up, and we're going to take our right forearm to the inside of the right thigh. And just like we did in tabletop, we're going to swoop on the inhale to the left and exhale across the body. Inhale, swoop up. Exhale, lower down. A couple more times. One last time on the side. And lower back to your chair pose. Now taking it to the other side, swooping up to the right side of the room. Exhale, lowers you to center. Inhale, arm sweep up. Exhale, lowers you down. 2 more. Exhale, lower all the way down back to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, slight bend in the knee. Tailbone pointing back to the back of the room, crown facing forward. Exhale lowers you all the way down, forward fold. You can step back to your plank. Lower the knees. Keep the elbows into the side as you lower all the way down to the ground. Shoelace sides of the feet activate into the ground. Kneecaps engage. And you can find your baby cobra. Inhale. And exhale, push back through your tabletop. Curl the toes under. Downward dog. Couple resetting breaths here. And you can walk the feet up or hop to your forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good morning. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, feet plant, hands plant, feet step back. You can either come down to your knees or you can stay lifted through chaturanga. Looks like this. Exhale, lowers you halfway down. Inhale, exhale, down dog. From your down dog, take an inhale and lift your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, curl your right knee to your chest. Inhale, send it back up to the sky. Exhale, curl and step your right foot towards your right thumb. Now here, in your runner's lunge, find your thunderbolt by placing your right hand to the outside of your right knee to activate your glute and send your left arm forward. Take 5 breaths here. Really feel the strength in this posture. On your last exhale, lower your left hand down to the ground. If you're at home and you have a block and you'd like to use it under your left hand, this would be a great time. And swoop your right arm up to the sky for a runner's lunge twist. Try not to pour too much weight into that left hand. If you don't have a block, try to keep your core engaged and even float it if you can. And you're twisting from the mid back, so it might feel good to keep your right hand on your hip and then twist. 2 more breaths. And on your last exhale, spin the left heel down and open up to warrior 2. Here, stacking your right knee over your right ankle, making sure it's one straight line from the back of your right heel to the arch of your left foot. Might feel good to kind of bounce in place a little bit and just see how this feels. Make sure you're keeping the outside of your left foot engaged into the mat. Inhale, flip your palm and reverse your warrior. It might feel good to, I'll show on the camera. It might feel good to, in your reversal warrior, take your left hand and begin to snake it behind your back and even over to your right thigh. Returning to warrior 2. Hinge forward to the right and begin to find your side angle. And now moving back and forth, inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle. Just moving with your breath. Two more. And the next time you find your side angle, Take your right hand to your right shin, extend your right leg, keep a bend in the right leg just to protect the knee, and find your triangle. Separate the left fingers. Really send that energy up towards the sky. And find your warrior two position. And then you can circle the hands to frame the right foot. Step back for your plank, optionally keeping the right leg lifted as you lower down for chaturanga. Inhale for baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, curl the toes, down dog. When you're ready, left leg lifts up to the sky on an inhale. Exhale, curls knee to the chest. Inhale, send it back up. Exhale, curl knee to chest and step left foot towards left thumb. Finding your thunderbolt position here by placing your left hand to the outside of your left thigh to activate the glute. Sending your right arm forward and just really letting the heat build here. Three more breaths. Your last exhale, drop your right hand down, keeping engaged in the core, not too much weight in that right hand, and left hand swoop it up towards the sky. Two more breaths. And on your last breath, let that right heel drop down to the ground and open up to a warrior two. Again here, just taking some bounces. Really setting up, taking a moment to make sure your feet placement is correct, your shoulders are relaxed. Your spine is neutral. On an inhale, you can flip the palm and reverse your warrior. Optionally snaking your right hand over to your left thigh. And then shifting forward into your side angle. And beginning to move with your breath. Inhaling reverse. Exhale, side angle. Two more. Really letting that left thigh burn. And then extending your left leg, triangle. Again, not putting too much weight with that left hand, even floating it if you'd like. One more breath. And then returning to warrior two. You can circle the hands down to frame the left foot. Step back for a vinyasa of your choice. Exhale lowers you down. And finding your way back to down dog. Options here to just kind of catch your breath. You can either stay in your down dog if you're comfortable. You can drop the knees and find your child's pose if you'd like some resetting breaths here. But just take this opportunity to take 2 or 3 breaths, just reconnect. Notice how your body feels now that it's a little bit more heated up. And when you're ready, from your down dog, you can walk or float to the top of your mat. for your chair pose. I'm going to do this facing. I don't know if I can do this, but let's see. Okay, so from your chair pose, take your left forearm to the inside of your left thigh and swoop up to the right, just like we've done. Really taking care that the knees are in line here. Exhale, come back through center. Begin to stabilize your left leg. You can place both your hands on your left thigh and begin to send your right leg back behind you for a Warrior 3 variation. If you'd like to take the full Warrior 3 and extend your hands out in front of you, you're welcome to. Keep that right leg flexed. And then slowly lower that right leg back down into a crescent lunge. Awesome. Taking a moment here to just make sure you're aligned, your feet are hip distance apart. And then beginning to take some dips. Exhale, knee taps just gently. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, inhale. We'll do 10 more. At the top of each lunge, just really squeezing, feeling the strength in your legs. 3 more. Last one, you can dial that right heel back down, open up to the side of the room to find your goddess pose. Toes out, knees stacked over ankles, and begin to sink down. You can find a mudra here. You can keep your hands just out in front of you, down by your knees. I like to keep mine at my chest. And really let the heat build. Find the stability. And once you've made sure that you have your alignment, you can begin to take some pulses, squatting down and lifting up, squatting down, lifting up, and we'll do 10 of these. It might feel good in this case to kind of bring the feet a little bit closer together. And it might even feel good to add a little hop at the top. Two more. And then finding your goddess pose. One last time, just really letting that heat build. I promise it's the last time we're doing goddess today. And then begin to pull your weight into your right leg, sending the right toes back towards the back of the room to set up for your half moon pose. If you have a block at home, those squats were tough. If you have a block at home, this would be a great time to use it, about 6 to 9 inches in front of your right foot. If not, good opportunity to engage the core. Sending your left limbs up towards the sky. As you feel that shakiness in your right leg. Five more breaths. Really squeezing the glutes. And then slow with control, lowering the left leg down to the ground, finding your warrior two, facing the front of the room. Big breath here. And then you can circle the hands to frame the left foot. Step back for your three-legged dog with your left leg still up. Opportunity here to open the left hip up a little bit, bend the knee. You can even up your dog, if that's in your practice. And then from wherever you are, lowering down on an exhale for a chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, curls toe. Down dog. Couple breaths here, maybe some back and forth presses. And then from your down dog, either walking or floating to the top of your mat. And sinking down into your chair pose once again. This time taking your right forearm to the inside of your right thigh. Beginning to swoop up on an inhale. Exhale, come back to center, stabilize. Begin to place your weight into your right foot, placing your hands on top of your right thigh. And when you're ready, slowly sending your left leg back behind you for a Warrior 3 variation. Squeezing the glutes. 2 more breaths. And then slowly lowering that left leg down to the ground. An opportunity here to take some lunges once again. Setting up to protect the knee, feet hip distance apart. Socially distance the feet. Right knee stacked over right ankle. And then exhale, tipping the knee down. Inhale, back up. Hands can be wherever you want them, on your hips, in front of you, out extended, whatever you're comfortable with. Making sure you don't tap that left knee too hard on the ground. 3 more. Last one. And you can dial that left heel back down, now opening up to the left side of the room. And this time we're just going to take our hands to our hips and slow and with control activating the core, slowly lowering halfway down until you can reach the ground and find your wide-legged forward fold. Perfect opportunity here to catch your breath. You can play around. You can grab your left ankle if you want. Grab your right. Might feel good to just stay completely still. Might feel good to play around. Maybe reach in between the legs a little bit. Just let the head hang. Really letting yourself just like laundry on a hanger, just totally like fold out of your hip socket. 3 more breaths. And then with just as much control as you came into it, placing your hands on your hips, using your core to lift yourself all the way back up. Placing and beginning to find your half moon pose on your left leg. So left toes out towards the back of the room. Opportunity for a block once again as you send your right limbs up towards the sky. Letting that left leg shake and get stronger. All those little muscles in the feet and ankle. Flexion of the right toe. 3 more breaths. And then with control, slowly lowering that right leg back down to the ground, finding your warrior 2 facing the front of the room, framing the right foot, and then stepping back for your 3-legged dog with your right leg lifted. You can bend the knee, dial the hip open, flip the dog if you'd like. Finding your way back, and then rinsing it all off with a vinyasa of your choice. Always staying with your breath. Now right leg on an inhale, send it up towards the sky. Exhale, curl, knee to the chest, step right foot towards right thumb. With control, find your runner's lunge. And stand up onto your right leg, bringing your left knee into your chest. Just really squeezing that right glute, finding your balance here. Now you can begin to take your left leg out to the side. I like to keep my hands on my chest for this. And begin to take some standing lateral leg lifts. Just let your left leg lift up to the side, squeeze, and lower back down. Up and down. Working on balance on the right leg as well as activation of the left glute. 5 more. You should feel the heat start to build in that right standing leg. Last one. And now, keeping your left leg lifted, extend it out towards the side and back behind you. Just like we were going to do some lunges, but take it a little bit across your right leg for a curtsy lunge. And then here take 10 lunges. So here it's like your right foot is at the top left corner of your mat. And your left foot is crossed. Two more. And then standing back up, bringing your left knee into your chest, giving it a squeeze. You can hold it if you'd like. You can extend it out long. Really letting that right leg just get sore and tired. And then letting the left leg go back. You can frame the right foot and step back for your down dog. Might feel good to walk the feet out a little bit. And now taking it to the left side. So inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, curl left knee to chest. Step left foot towards left thumb. And with control, you can slowly start to bring your left knee into your chest. Just establishing your balance here. This might be where you stay. And just beginning to play around with some standing lateral leg lifts. So left leg is strong and right leg is lifting up and squeezing with control. Like you're kicking out to the side. About 10 more. Connecting with your breath, even if it's shaky. And then beginning to send the right leg back behind you and crossing it slightly over your left foot. Move back on my mat here. For some curtsy lunges, exhale, knee taps. Inhale, stand up. And again, not tapping that right knee too hard, just gently enough. Even floating it if you can. Three more. Last one. Standing back up, bringing that left knee into your chest. Or sorry, right knee. I'm thinking about how my left leg hates me. You can extend your right foot if you'd like. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then you can send the right leg back, frame the left foot, and step back for your downward dog. Take a big in-breath here. And the exhale, shift forward for your plank. Just establishing a nice strong plank here. Squeezing the glutes, core activated. Imagine my hand in between your shoulder blades and you're pushing it away. 5 more breaths here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then lower down just onto your elbows. And you can release all the way down to the ground. You can find your Sphinx Pose, stacking shoulders over elbows. Looking about a foot in front of you. And just reconnecting with your breath here. All right, Monday morning, Mystic. Let's get some ab work. And if you don't like me for this, Amy requested it, so. All right. So from your Sphinx pose, curl your toes and lift yourself up back to an elbow plank. You can either stay right here, just going to be here about 10 breaths, or what you can do is you can tap your left hips down, center and stabilize. Tap your right hips, center and stabilize. I'm going to do 10 on each side. You can move with me. You can stay in just a regular plank. Getting into the obliques here. Opportunity to really burn it down. You've stretched up the body. You've warmed it up. You're here. Get some ab work. 3 more on each side. One more. And lower down, Sphinx pose. Now we're not done yet though. We're going to take a side plank. So from your Sphinx, you're going to turn to the left side of the room, stack your hips. I don't know if you can see, but I will turn so you can see. Online. Make sure your elbow is stacked under your shoulder. Place your right hand on your right hip and begin to lift your hips up off the ground. And then tap them back down, up, down. And when you tap them down, it's a very gentle tap. Ten more. When you lift up, you're squeezing. You can feel your obliques engage. Last one, squeeze at the top. Lower down. Taking it to the right side now. Facing the right side of the room, stacking your left hips. Lifting your hips up off the ground. Lower them down, tap. Just like that. Perfect. Ten more. Five more. Last one, squeeze at the top. And lower down. You can come back to Sphinx. Might feel good to even find a kind of up dog variation. You can just totally stretch out the core. Maybe looking over shoulder, side to side. 5 more breaths in Sphinx. And you can lower all the way down to the ground. Make a pillow for your forearm with your left forearm for your forehead. You can reach back with your right hand to grab your right ankle for a quad stretch. Try to keep the thighs together to protect the knees. Awesome. Big breath in. Let it out through your nose. Taking it to the other side now. Making a pillow for your forehead with your right forearm. Reaching back with your left hand. Grab a hold of your left ankle. Squeezing the thighs together. Let your lungs fill with fresh morning air. Exhale, let it go through your nose. And you can release the left leg down. And you can either find your baby cobra by tenting your fingers, keeping your elbows squeezed into your side. You can reach back for your locust, or you can even grab a hold of your ankles if you'd like for a full bow. But you have options. So again, for y'all at home, baby cobra, locust, bow. Either way, take 5 more breaths wherever you are. And lower down all the way. When you're ready, you can push up to your tabletop position. Taking some arches and curls, authentic movement. And then take a seat. Place your feet out in front of you. You can bend the knees. Go like this so you can all see. Take your hands out in front of you. Place your palms together. And just begin to, on an exhale, cross over to the left side of your body. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, cross to the right. You can either keep moving with your breath like this, or you can begin to float the feet for a boat pose. Crossing. It might feel good to stay completely still. but moving like this, engaging the obliques as well as getting the benefits of a twist for the spine. You can imagine you're picking up a weight on one side and dragging it over to the other. It's really feeling your core engage. 10 more on each side. Let's get it. Can move a little faster. Five more on each side. And then finally, just pausing at the top, extending your legs out as long as you can comfortable. You can grab behind the thighs if you'd like, or just extend the arms for a boat pose. Options. You can always just tap them down when you need to, but don't tap out quite yet. Give it 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can tap the ankles down. Just relax. You can drop your knees side to side. Nice. And then from your seat, you can either extend your legs out long, or you can find a bound angle by bringing the feet together and then opening the knees up wide. And either way, just before you begin to hinge forward, just really extending the spine long, taking an in-breath. Then exhale, slowly begin to just hinge over and fold to your degree of comfort. Awesome. Opportunity here to reconnect with your breath. If you're at home and you have a pillow or a blanket you want to put in between your thighs and your belly, that might feel really comfortable. Ooh, my thighs are sore, people. 3 more nice deep breaths here for yourself. And then on your last breath, you can lift back up and take your time to, you don't have to turn around, but take your time to come all the way back down to your back. Take your right knee into your chest, give it a squeeze. Avoiding the rib cage. Five breaths here. One more breath. Taking it to the left side now, extending the right leg long, pulling the left knee into your chest, avoiding the rib cage. To your degree of comfort, it might feel good to grab the left shin, maybe behind the left thigh. And releasing the left leg long. It's up to you for pigeon if you'd like to take a prone pigeon or pigeon on your back. I'll cue the pigeon on your back and then show the prone one after. But if you're on your back and you'd like to stay here, you can bend the left knee, place the left foot underneath the left knee. Take your right foot and cross it over your left knee. This is kind of like a figure 4 pigeon on your back variation. And from here, this might be totally comfortable. You might choose, make sure you keep the right foot flexed. You might choose to lift the left leg up a little bit. You can grip behind the left thigh or even the left shin. Or if you'd like, from your downward dog, you would lift your right leg, cross it under your body. You would take your right knee to the outside of your right mat, crossing your left heel towards your left hip, and then beginning to fold over that. As always, taking an opportunity to connect with your breath. Couple more deep breaths here. One more big breath in. Let it go. Slowly, with as much control as it took to get you into that spot, coming out and taking it to the other side, whether you're on your back or you're in prone pigeon. And each side is different. You might find yourself getting a little deeper into the posture on this side, or you might be a lot more tense. Just take your time. And kind of settling into that space. Noticing if your mind is wandering. Try to bring it back to the sensations in the hip, the breath moving in and out. A couple more deep breaths here. One more big breath, and then If you were in prone, just finding your way back onto your back. If not, just extending your legs out long. And now bend both of your knees. Find that glute bridge one last time that we did in the very beginning. Not a wheel where you're arching, but a glute bridge where your core is engaged, your tailbone is tucked under. Just noticing how different and how much stronger you feel now that you're warmed up than when we first did those little baby ones in the beginning. Just give it a couple more breaths. Lowering down slowly. Staying in that same position, lift your right leg up towards the sky. Doesn't have to be extended fully, it could be bent. But now keeping your left leg just as grounded as it was with your right leg lifted, take that same glute bridge. Trying to keep the hips in line. Just lift up and lift down. Do 5 of these. So a single leg glute bridge. 2 more. Last one. Taking it to the other side, switching to your right leg, left leg lifted. Squeezing, lifting up, keeping the hips in line. 2. 3 more times. 3. 4. 5. Lifting up and lowering down. Bending both your knees. Extend your arms out wide to the side and drop both your knees to the left side of the room. You can look over your right shoulder. A lot of options in your reclined twist. You can stay just like this. I like to extend my top right leg out long and even like lift it up. You can kind of interlace the legs, if you will. Just try to keep that right shoulder grounded. Couple deep breaths here. Imagine pressing your right shoulder into the ground while extending your right leg out in the opposite direction long. And just let gravity do the work. Couple more big breaths. You can let your eyes shut if you'd like. And slowly returning towards center. Giving yourself a couple breaths to kind of let everything recalibrate. That new opening you've created in the hips get a wave of fresh blood. And then with your arms still extended out wide, you can drop your knees to the opposite side, so the right side this time. And again, each side might feel different, so a variation that felt good on the other side might be different on this one. Just play around, just this cautious exploration. What your body needs on this beautiful Monday morning. And taking your time to settle in once you found that sweet spot. Couple more deep breaths here. And then slowly returning back towards center, bringing the knees into the chest, maybe giving them a squeeze. Kind of resetting. You might rock side to side. And then drop the left leg long, extend the right leg to the ceiling with your hands interlaced behind the right thigh. For a hamstring stretch, just getting into that hamstring, maybe circling the ankles, maybe bending and extending a little bit. We did a lot of lunges today, so hamstrings might be a little tight. It's a good opportunity to give them a little TLC. Couple more times. And taking it to the other side, just giving that left leg. It might feel good to keep the right leg bent or extended. Circling the ankle out. And then slowly releasing the left leg down. Taking any more authentic movements that might feel good to you here. That could be a full body stretch on an inhale. Maybe some side to side motions with the knees bent. So whatever might feel good to you. Before settling into a posture that feels right for you for Shavasana. Arms can go down by your side, palms up. You can just let yourself take up space. Let your toes point out, hips open. You can close your eyes if you'd like. And just really settling in. On an inhale, feel your belly expand. Exhale, feel it drop and sink. Inhale, belly rises, rib cage expands. Exhale, rib cage relaxes, belly exhales. Inhale, belly expands, rib cage opens up, chest lifts. Exhale, follow your breath as it circles through chest, rib cage, stomach. Following your breath as it moves through this three-part breath. And as you lay there and you let all of the benefits of this wonderful practice come together in your body, consider these words by Jeff Foster. May all beings remember deep rest. It is their true nature. Remember their connection with life, their oneness. They are the same life that burns as the sun, that moves as the stars, the rain, the vast mountain ranges. The very same life infusing their bodies, beating their hearts, breathing them in every single moment. Rest where you are. Let the body be heavy. And let's make a vow, if you feel it, to remember the present moment. Know that we'll forget at times, lose ourselves in the mind, the past and future, lose ourselves in the drama, and may we have the strength and willingness to bring ourselves back as many times as we need to, remembering there is no goal, nowhere to get to, because we can always embrace ourselves exactly as we are, unfinished, broken, whole, empty, full, just as you are. No destination except breath, sensations of the body, sounds we can hear. We are always home. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, joy, and privilege to be with you today. Thank you for being here in the studio as well as listening at home. You inspire me. Thank you. Begin to waking the body up. Wiggling fingers and toes. When you're ready, you can make your way onto your side. Happy Monday. Namaste.